sauce. It's just
That might have sounded a bit bad.
I'm not having any of Anthony Joshua's secret sauce.
Danny Gathone here for Pro Boxing Fans. We're in Manchester. We've just had the final press conference for Jordan Gill versus Zelfa Barrett. One half of the main event with me, Jordan Gill. Jordan, how are we keeping a few days out from a massive fight for yourself?
Firstly, are you from Belfast?
I'm from just outside of Derry, so it's about an hour from Belfast, but I used to live in Belfast.
Okay. Were you upset when I beat Conlon?
I've gone past the stage of like just supporting fighters. I just want to see good fights, especially when you work in the media. You want to see, but I was shocked, to be honest. I didn't think it would go like that. So it was a mad win. You proper silenced that crowd.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, no, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be in Manchester, feeling good, and looking forward to the fight.
Let's reflect on that Conlon win now that you bring it up. It's been mentioned there, a lot of people were writing you off going into that fight, especially as Eddie mentioned up there, the Kiko Martinez loss. Was there ever any stage you like doubted yourself? I know you spoke about like sort of your mental health struggles before that, but even in like the build up to that fight, did you feel the pressure of, you know, like if you lose, it probably was the end for you?
I didn't feel the pressure of that. It was more a case of how will I perform. I obviously wanted to do what I've been doing in the gym. I wanted to perform, and I went out and I did it, and then I knew I've still got it. There was no pressure because at that time, you know, I was ready to retire if I'd lost. So it wasn't a big deal to me. I just calm and had a good fight.
And on the approach you adopted in that fight, it was a much more front foot, pressure fighter sort of style than we'd seen for you before that. Was that something that was specifically adopted for Mick? I mean, he's perceived, I don't think I'm being disrespectful in saying this, having some vulnerabilities, maybe not having the punch power. Was that something that you adopted for Mick specifically, or is it something we can see now sort of regularly from you under Ben Davison moving forward?
No, that was something that we did specifically for Mick. Like every fight's different, every opponent poses new challenges, and for Mick to expose his weaknesses, we had to pressure and go on the front foot and do things at the right time. So you may see less of that this time, you may see more of it, I don't know.
Well, let's come on there. I remember in the post-fight press conference after that night in Belfast, all the talk was about a big fight. You've got one, headline Manchester Arena, Zelfa Barrett. How much of a different proposition does he pose to Mick Conlon stylistically? What do you and the team sort of sum him up as a fighter?
He's a very good fighter, very, very good fighter. It's a completely different fight to the Conlon fight. Zelfa's got a lot more power. I think he's tougher. He's got a good chin, so I just think he's got a lot of strings to his bow. He does a lot of things well. He moves well. He punches hard. He's good on the counter, and he can swing it up as well. So it's going to be a tricky fight to navigate, but that's what we're here for.
Another thing that came up after the win over Mick was the potential of a world title shot. Was there any disappointment that didn't present itself? I mean, it's every fighter's dream to win a world title. I know, I'm sure that you get very well paid for this, it's top of the bill, but was there any sense of, you know, I sort of want a world title shot after beating a fighter of the calibre of Michael Conlon? Yeah,
I think a lot of people were disappointed that I didn't get a world title fight after the Conlon win, because before the fight it was talked up and they said, the winner will move on to fight for the world title, and I think if Mick would have won, he probably would have got that shot. But because it was me, there's always going to be one more. So they said you need another high-profile fight before a world title shot. Will you fight Zelfa? I said yes, and now we're here.
You said at the start of the interview you were sort of ready to retire if you get beat by Mick. What's the mentality now? Is it just I'm going to fight until I lose again? Is I'm going to fight if the big fights keep coming? Like, what is your mentality on boxing now? Do you still have your eyes set on the world title shot?
Yeah, I really do think I can win a world title, and that's what I really want. That's what anyone that turns professional aspires to achieve, is to become a world champion. So that's firmly in my sights, and we're not far away now.
Last one from me, Jordan, because I appreciate you probably want to get off, is Eddie mentioned up there yourself, Anthony Joshua, Lee Wood. You all seem to be punching a lot harder under Ben Davison. What do you think it is that you're working on in the gym that's bringing about all these knockouts? And is it like a certain thing you work on in the pads, or what can you tell us about it? Or is that maybe the secret sauce that you can't give away?
There's no secret sauce. It's just
that might have sounded a bit bad.
I'm not having any of Anthony Joshua's secret sauce. I think it's just knockouts come not with so much power, it's more with timing and when to work and when not to work, and picking the vulnerabilities. And anyone can get knocked out, because everyone has vulnerabilities. It's finding the vulnerabilities, and that's what they're so good at, that they help you see clearly the vulnerabilities and how to exploit them.
Jordan, thanks for giving me a bit of your time. I'll let you go. Always a pleasure.